Oh, you're back. Or you haven't left yet. Oh, okay. All right. Welcome to all the people out there on the stream. This is the University of Illinois, and this is our Friday Jazz Forum. My name is Chip McNeil. I'm the chair of the jazz area, and today I'm going to turn things over shortly to my colleague, Professor Jim Pugh, and he leads our Repertory Jazz Orchestra, or RJO as we know it. So they're going to play some things for you today. I know they have a performance coming up. I'll let him tell you about that, so you can do all that. That's here on campus, coming up pretty soon. So to give them, in order to give them as much time as possible, we'll try to go through some things real quickly. A couple of little things. We are, believe it or not, getting close to midterms. So those of you that are giving midterms, make sure you're getting information out to people, and whether it's faculty or TAs that are doing anything like that, make sure the students know about that. Some of the TAs and the faculty, I'll just remind you, freshmen require midterm grades. So make sure that we're on that. They always send me a thing and I get that, but usually everybody knows that pretty well. So watch out for that. Let's see, other things that are coming up. We do have a guest coming in, a friend of mine and Jim's great alto player, Jim Snyder. He's going to be here with his trio, and they're doing literally trio bass and drums. I don't know. I think originally it was supposed to be Joe Farnsworth, but I think it's Adam Tiemann now. I think it changed. Joe got engaged with somebody anyway. And Peter Washington is the bass player, so it'll be really good. It's a really good trio. They're coming in, I don't want to mess up the date. I think it's March 7th and 8th. It's a Monday. It's kind of an unusual time. So I'll put some things up about that as soon as I can reconfirm that with them. But it's a chance to hear a working and recorded. They have a new CD out, new recording, whatever, out there that's really great. So check it out. It's high level trio playing with no chordal instruments. So it's kind of interesting to get to hear that a little bit. That's coming up. At the end of the semester, too, I want to remind you of one of our forums. The only other forum that's not going to be one of our own ensembles is Darius Brubeck and his wife, the one of the sons of Dave Brubeck, will be here, and they do a presentation. It's in conjunction with the Cranor Art Museum. They're doing something there too. I think they have a book out, new book, and I can't remember exactly the title of the book, but I'll try to find that. I'll announce it when it gets closer. That's toward the end of April. That's the only other forum that we will be doing this semester that is not one of our own ensembles. Okay. Anything that needs to be announced? Sorry.
I was going to say, the same lines, next Thursday, with the 27th, Terrence Blanchard is going to be in. He's doing a big performance at Cranor. But 11 o'clock a.m. on Thursday at the Spurlock Museum, he's doing basically a roundtable discussion. I think you're involved in that a little bit, but talking about his composing and his playing career. Spectacular player, great composer, has done a lot of film scores, specifically with Spike Lee. He's done a lot of Spike's movies and a number of other ones too. So if you can get to the Spurlock Museum next Thursday, that would be good. I think it needs tickets, and I'm not 100% sure.
Probably. So I would say go to the Cranor website and check there. They probably have the tickets if you want to get tickets for that. I think, is Terrence still associated with the University of Miami, I think, too. I think he's still doing something there, too. He's like I don't know what he is, artist in residence or whatever they call it. So, yeah, you can check him out there, too, I think on their website, my alma mater. All right, yeah, so go check that out. Thank you for reminding me. That's right. So that's good. Let's see what else, and I'll let you talk about Carnival, too. But anybody else have anything that's coming up that we know of that's local that you want to get advertised real quickly? Oh, I was going to say about recitals. We have a lot of doctoral people that are graduating just in the jazz area this semester. So make sure, just a reminder, I know I've got one or two people right now that are dealing with getting their recitals, their project recitals lined up and all that. Try to do your best to be on top of it. I mean, I know most of you, or some of you have already done them. But those that haven't, get things booked, because it's going to get worse and worse and worse as the semester goes on in terms of finding rooms. It's very tough. Smith 25 is a typical room we use a lot, and the music building auditorium, but they're just filling up with lots of recitals. So don't wait. If you haven't booked one and you think you're going to be graduating or are intending to graduate and need to get a project recital in prior to your doctoral thesis defense, please book it now and get on with your committee. I know I have one saxophone player that's dealing with it right now, so just get that done. I think that's it. So without, yes, sorry.
You asked.
Recitals, right.
Yeah.
Max has a recital.
Yeah, my senior recital is 2 weeks from tomorrow, which is March 8th at 7:30 in the Music Building Auditorium. And that band is Adib Young on tenor, Joseph Robertson on drums. There he is. Sam Calhoun on bass, Kurt Reeder on piano, and myself, of course.
Yeah, typically, get out, put your posters up, that helps. I'll just leave it to that, or get it up on the UIUC Jazz website. So if you have a recital or a concert or anything like that, just get it up there and post it. Most people check there all the time. All right, I think that's it. Without further ado, how about a hand for RJO and Jim Pugh? There we go.
Thank you. Just real briefly, Chip had mentioned Carnival, which is happening, I guess, next week. Or was it Tuesday? Yes. It's an annual production with Lyric Theater. We, RJO, are functioning as this year's house band. I think Latin Jazz Ensemble did it last year. We are the house band. It starts at 7:30. It's basically a sort of multi-ethnic, multidisciplinary Mardi Gras celebration. Lots of different kinds of music, lots of different performers. We'll be doing a warm-up set, like from it starts at 7:30 in Follinger in the Great Hall. We'll be doing like a warm-up set there at 7 o'clock from 7 to 7:30. And then this band will be, like I said, the house band for the celebration. So next Tuesday, if you're feeling Mardi Gras-ish, please come join us. We're going to start out, since this is the Repertory Jazz Orchestra, we play Repertory. And we're going to start out with one of the possibly most repertory pieces, tuned from by Frank Foster from the Count Basie Orchestra, and entitled Blues in Haas Flat. A lot of people try and figure out what key Haas Flat is. Flat's an old-timey term for an apartment. Haas was Frank Foster's nickname. So this was Blues in Frank Foster's apartment for the full explanation. It's going to feature a bunch of people. We'll introduce everybody after the fact. Well, thank you. Let's see, who all did we hear from? Max Ando on trumpet. Del Ramirez on the tenor saxophone. Eileen Troy on trombone. Shane Black on the piano. They sort of continuing, somewhat tangentially with the Basie thing. This next writer played on Basie's band and wrote for the band in a little different style than he went on to with his own stuff, but it's Thad Jones. And this is a chart I've always loved of his on the old standard All of Me. There's a lot of quirky stuff that happens there. It's a great chart. Thank you. Peyton Black again on piano. You really featured on this next one. Okay, so we go tangentially, I guess, off of Thad Jones into a member of the original Thad Jones Mel Lewis Orchestra, is now the Vanguard. What was it, Vanguard Jazz Orchestra? The Vanguard Orchestra, whatever. They played the Vanguard on Monday nights and called themselves an orchestra. But one of the folks back in the trombone section, actually, whether we consider a trombone player because he had buttons, was a man by the name of Bob Brookmeyer. This tune was, I don't believe this wasn't actually written for that band, but he did it on an album of his later on. But did a very lovely piece. And Bob, actually, I end up pointing to him a lot in some of his compositional ideas in our jazz comp class, that he's sort of the king of getting a lot of mileage out of very little material, raw material. This is a very beautiful piece of his called First Love Song, but you'll notice it's almost entirely based on just quarter notes, which wouldn't seem like a really fertile ground for an interesting composition, but I think he proves that to be a fallacy. Anyway, this is Bob Brookmeyer's First Love Song. Oh yeah, and we're going to, we're enforcing doubling down here in the front row. They will Black again on the piano. All right, we'll change up a little bit. Our regular vocalist has been a little bit under the weather, so she's not here today, but her name's Lenny Kim, and we wish her well and hope to see her back here soon. So I begged my good friend Alex Manfredo to join us to sing the tunes Lenny was going to sing, and she just came in for rehearsal yesterday, and we threw this together relatively quickly, but it's going to be amazing. And we're going to start out with a wonderful Gerald Wilson arrangement of Satin Doll that was done originally for Nancy Wilson. I guess everybody in the band's name was Wilson. And so this is Satin Doll.
Me over his shoulder, he digs me out cabin, my satin doll. Baby, shall we go out skipping? Careful of me, go. Your flippin' speaks louder than satin doll.
Max Ando on trumpet. Nana Fairtine on tenor saxophone. Alex Manfredo on a few years ago, wonderful guitarist and his wife were doing their doctoral work here. Darden Purcell has gone on, where is she? Rowan?
George Mason.
Oh, George Mason University. She's running the program. She's sort of director of jazz studies there. And Sean had come here previous to being here. He'd been the guitarist with the Airmen of Note in Washington, D.C. After he left here, he went back. He's now the guitarist in the Navy Commodores. I believe he's still there.
He's retired.
Oh, he retired. Oh, good for him.
Teaching at George Mason along with-
Okay. I wonder how he got that job. No. But incredible guitarist. And while I was here, he did some charts. This one he'd written for Darden. It's a fun blues called Your Red Wagon. And this is it. It's also, let's see, it's going to feature Katie Zaucha on the alto saxophone. And it's in the key of A. And that's an E flat alto saxophone.
Stop making excuses for that.
I don't know what excuses. No. The level of difficulty is. Okay. And one bar. 1, 2, 3, go. Gotcha. So now she sees me in the hall, she runs the other way. It's a lovely game, a little bit more contemporary in its approach to harmony and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna do a real lovely ballad written by Jim McNeely called "In This Moment." And it's gonna feature, let's see, Max Ando again and Peyton Black again. I think that's it. Right? Okay, just get on. Okay. Sando. We got one more. We'll do one from, I guess, the time period when I was on Woody Herman's band. We did this this wacky swing tune that Frank Zappa wrote called "America Drinks and Goes Home." He wrote it sort of as a joke, but it turns out it's actually a pretty cool tune. And Al Broadbent did this arrangement of it, and let's see, it's going to feature Amy Myers on trumpet and Peyton Black on piano again. I think that's it.
No, that's it.
Okay. Anyway, thanks for coming. Thanks for those of you that tuned in. And come to Carnival. Come to all the stuff. Come see Terrence next week. Come see Jim Sidero when he's here. Come see everything. And we'll see you later. And this is Al Broadbent's arrangement of Frank Zappa's America Drinks and Goes Home. Yeah? Got to end with a happy one, right? All right. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you next week. Who's next week? I don't know. But goodbye all.